everybody. I'm Jay Poe. I'm the owner and artist of the Purple Posy. I am a content creator for Dixie Belle Paint Company, and I am a business coach and a creative mentor for my private membership group, Painting Over Borders. So that is all about me. Y'all tell me about you. Where are you watching from? What projects do you have going on? And are you painting with me today? So those are the three things. Y'all let me know. So what I'm going to do today for you guys is I'm going to show you how to use the patina line that Dixie Belle has. If you've not used the patina line, I highly recommend you do so because it is so fun to use. There's so many combinations and color combinations and things that you can do with it that a lot of people don't realize, I think. So I'm going to show y'all how to get like a blue type of color. I wanted to show you guys where we're going. This drawer is done pretty much. But this is where we're going. Let me turn this down. Can y'all see the pretty blue colors in there? There's a glare on mine, so I can't really tell if you guys can tell. But this is just it's just a general like factory finish, super slick, black, whatever on here. And so it just had these like real like wooden knobs on it. They're not fun at all. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna put these little glass knobs on there. It's got the brushed nickel on the end because I've used a lot of the Gemstone Mousse and Diamond in my bedroom so far as well. The colors in there are kind of crazy, but this will match perfectly. So I'm just going to stick those in the center right there. How pretty. Glammy and kind of rustic, and you know what I mean. I love it. So I'm waiting on I just sealed this with Easy Peasy Wax, and so I'm waiting on that to dry, and maybe it'll be dry by the time the live is over because I did put a couple of coats on there. So that is where we're going. And so I wanted to show you, and we're going to do this drawer, or we're going to do a drawer start to finish. And I mean start to finish. So let me bring you guys in, and I'm going to shoot you down. Drink of water. I'm sick again. Who gets sick all the time like I do? It's ridiculous. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to remove this knob. I've not done anything to this drawer. You guys are going to see how I prep a piece, how I got to that drawer over there. We're going to do all of the things today. All right, so to prep a piece, you want to get all the dirt, the dust and stuff off of it, but I keep a bottle of white lightning mixture in my studio. You can pre-mix your white lightning, and there's no like shelf life on it. So it's going to last as long as I want it to. It can sit there and it will be fine. In this little amount, I put like a half a teaspoon, I believe. It's kind of strong. Maybe it's a full tea. I don't even know. Half a tablespoon. That's what it is. And it's pretty strong, so you can do that. Just so y'all know. But we're gonna spray the white lightning on there real good. Put it to the side. Now, what I like to do when I clean my pieces and prep them, Dixie Belle has these little guys. They're called finishing pads. They look like that, and I just cut them in little strips. And I actually like scrub. I scrub it really well. And generally on a regular type piece, it really helps dull it and gets all that gunk off. You can see a little bit of gunk coming off. But it will remove that, like years of polish. And y'all don't look at the inside of the drawer, it's nasty. Don't judge me. But it removes years of polish and all of the cleaning products and just all of the gunk. It does really, really well, especially when you scrub it like this. It does a really, really good job. All right, so, and I like that it gets into the corners right there. It gets into the corners really, really well. And so it cleans, that's where the dust and everything collects, all the gunk. All right, so once I've done that, I will wipe it down. Ready? I'll wipe it off. And you can generally tell, now this is the time when you're prepping your piece, this will be the time to tell whether you can go straight in with your paint, whether you're going to need Boss, which is going to block odor, stop stains, You know, and if you got any tannins or anything bleeding through, when you're cleaning and rinsing your piece, this is going to be the telltale, you know, the time. It's going to tell you what it's going to need. I didn't get much off of there. It was pretty clean, shockingly. Shockingly, I don't clean. I just don't clean. All right, now I'm going to rinse really well with, I have vinegar water. I rinse my pieces with vinegar water when I'm done. You know, vinegar is a cleaning agent as well. And my ratio for vinegar water is 50-50. So 50% white distilled vinegar and 50% water. I just have a giant jug in my utility room. It's already pre-mixed, and I just refill it as needed. So once you clean with White Lightning, you have to rinse it really well. If you do not, and you go in with your paint, it is not going to stick to your piece at all. It just will not. So you've got to make sure you rinse it really well. Okay? Now, this piece is still very, very slick. It's still very slick. And I am going from black to white paint. So it's kind of a win-win for me. I'm going to need to slick stick it, and the slick stick is white. So kind of works out for me. But you can see you see that from my ring light, how shiny and smooth it is. So it definitely needs to be slick sticked. All right, now, a lot of people like to apply their slick stick with chip brushes. So they don't have to like clean them and worry about anything like that. I actually use my synthetic brushes because I like that it goes on smooth and flat, and there's not any harsh brush lines, brush strokes. So I will use my synthetic brushes. However, I clean them immediately after. I don't sit there and, you know, do a whole project and stick it in a baggie or whatever until I can get to the sink. I clean them immediately. Now, I can't get to my sink right now. So what I've done is, this is what I do with all my brushes when I'm done painting. I have these old Dixie Belle paint jars I've just cleaned out, and I will put warm water in there with just a sprinkle of the White Lightning. I'll rinse out my brush real well with warm water, and then I'll stick it in this little mixture for it to soak a little bit, and then I can clean it with my scrubby soap. It makes it a lot easier. So just a little quick tip there for you guys. All right, so we're gonna go in with White Lightning. White Lightning is a bonding agent. Comes in it's white, not White Lightning, slick stick. Lord. All right, we're gonna come in, we're gonna slick stick it. Now, you'll need to, when you slick stick your piece, it's generally good to apply it, let it sit for a good 2-3 hours, come in with your second coat, and then let it sit for 24 hours. That's the general rule of thumb. However, on this piece, I only did one coat, to be quite honest with you. On the drawers that I've done, I only did one coat, and it did just fine. And then when I came in with my cotton, I needed a couple I did my base coat of cotton, and then I came back in and did a real thin coat of watered down cotton. Not watered down, but I'd sprayed my piece with water, misted it with water, and then came in with my second coat of cotton, and I was good to go. And it looked just fine. So you want to make sure you get everything covered up. And I'm going to worry about the outer edges when I'm done. I do have a piece of tape on the other side of this. Well, I don't on this one. On the other side of the holes. That way when we get ready to do the patina spray, nothing drips in there. So I'm not worried about the center because the center is going to have the patina in it. And I'm going to, you know, dab it. So it's going to have a little bit of texture anyway. So I'm not worried about it. I do want the outside of the drawer to be smooth. So I'm just making sure I get these lips real well. And all the little, okay, now I'm going to go over it and kind of smooth it out. And can't forget these little guys over here. I already have a drawer that is slick sticked and ready to go. It's been sitting and fully dry, so we don't have to wait 24 hours while this dries, just so you know. Because that would be an awfully boring life, right? And I just have to sit here and talk, and I would run out of things to say. I mean, I probably wouldn't, but you don't want to hear me talk for How long? On the lips of your drawers, you want to try to go as thin as possible, even with your paint, because if you've got a piece that's, I mean, it's real snug against the base of your piece, you don't want to put too much paint on there because then it'll start to rub or it'll stick or, you know, it won't fit in the right way. So you want to go really thin on the lips of your drawers. So be mindful of that. Now I'm going to smooth this out again since my bristles came over. Okay, so typically I would then, now is the time I would go to my sink, I'd rinse this out really, 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 really well with warm water, and then I'll let my water run, and then stick it in this mixture. I'm just going to throw it in there for right now. All right, so that slick stick, that's just one coat. It's just one coat. It's very sparse. It's, like I said, it's generally recommended to have 2 coats. So I've got a drawer over here ready to go. And we're going to get started. So you can see there the list of products that I've used. Slick stick, cotton, clear coat gloss, the patina paint in copper, I'm sorry, bronze, the patina spray in blue, and what I didn't mention was the Easy Peasy. I did seal this with Easy Peasy before I'm going to go in with my clear coat. I just spritzed it on there and let it sit. All right, where's my cotton? There it is. All right, cotton. Cotton is the purest white. The purest white that, the whitest white that Dixie Belle has. All right, so this is cotton. And I'm just going to work out of the lid because I don't need very much. I'm using a small flat small, FS, to apply my paint. Before I paint, I always mist my paintbrushes a little bit. I dropped my water bottle, but the spray's coming out funny. Not soaking wet, just damp a little bit. You don't want it dripping, so just damp a little bit. And I'm just going to work out of the lid. Now I'm not worried so much about the coverage in the center of the drawer because that's going to have, like I said, the patina in it. I'm more worried about this little lip, which really the lip, it doesn't even matter either because I went in with the Gemstone Mousse in diamond and kind of covered up the overage of the paint and the patina and all that good stuff. So I guess it doesn't really matter if I get the lip real well. The outside, I didn't go all the way to the face of the drawer with the Gemstone Mousse, but you can see the coverage is actually really, can you see? The coverage is actually pretty good even with just the one coat of slick stick. So that second coat that I talked about that was watery, it's just to kind of get any little spots that you might have missed without making it thick and gooped up on there. Because I want this piece to be very smooth. The bedding and the bedroom set and everything that I'm redoing is just, it's kind of glammy a little bit, which is way different than what I had in there. And the colors are interesting. So the colors I've been using are antebellum blue and aubergine and white and a lot of the silver colors, which you would think that looks really funny, right? But I was able to actually find bedding with those colors because I painted a buffet with those colors. If you've seen my page, you probably have seen it. And I fell in love with those colors and I was able to find bedding in those colors and I had to have it. So that's where those colors came from. All right, so for the sake of the live, I'm gonna go ahead and heat gun this and get the second coat on there. If y'all have any questions, please drop them in the comments. Dixie Belle's on, they should be able to answer them for you. If it's a question specifically for me, please tag me so I'm sure to see it. You don't want to leave your heat gun in the same spot for too long. It'll bubble your paint. If you do, here's just another quick tip I found. If you do, and you're talking away or doing whatever, and you bubble up your paint, spritz it with water just a tiny, tiny bit, and you should be able to just tap it down, and those bubbles will go away. Just a quick tip. And you got to do it quick. I really don't like heat gunning on lives, but I want to get to the patina application. I think that's probably good. All right, so now, where do I go? All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mist it just a little bit. I'm also going to mist my brush. I'm going to get a little paint on there, not very much. I mean, I don't have very much on there. And then I'm going to mist the brush as well, and then come in with my second coat. There we go, 2 coats of the cotton right here. Oops. Perfect coverage, sleek finish. It's self-leveling, so it'll be really, really sleek. Now when you do, if you heat gun your paint, you do kind of mess with the self-leveling a little bit, but since I had really thin paint, it went on, I don't hardly see any brush strokes. All right, let's get this dry. And I'm going to show you why you want to clear coat your paint if you're doing something like this first. I'm going to show you why. You don't have to have a heat gun. You can use a blow dryer. Looks just fine as well. I'm going to make sure this is good and tried before I go in with that clear coat. This spot right there. My arm is getting tired. I'm super sore from packing and moving for 3 days straight. I have bruises all over me, and I'm just sore and tired. I hate moving. All right, I think that's good. While that kind of cools off a little bit, I'm going to show you guys. This is why you're going to want to clear coat before you do your patina. Turn this down a little bit. Can y'all see the blue speckles there? Can y'all see that? If you do not clear coat first, you'll get that when you spray it for the activation of the patina paint and the patina spray. If you clear coat it, all you would do is just simply wipe that back, which is exactly what I did on this one. It's exactly what I did. Okay, so it's very important if you don't want that overage. And I mean, I'm just going to go over it with a thin coat of cotton. It's no big deal, and then seal it. But it's just an extra step to avoid when you're using the patina spray or the patina products on a painted surface. This is still pretty warm. I'm going to throw this in water since I can't wash it right now. All right, what I'm going to use is I'm going to use Clear Coat Gloss. This is actually, I love the Clear Coat Gloss because it's real thin and you can work with it longer than you could like Gator Hide or something. You know, Gator Hide dries really, really, really fast, but you can work this on your piece. You know, you can go over it a couple of times and it's just fine. It doesn't mess with anything. All right, so I'm going to take another flat small. Okay, I'm not going to wet it. And we're just going to come in and apply or seal it. I'm going to seal this up. And just one coat's really all you need. because I'm going to go over the entire thing when I'm done, when the patina is already activated and everything's good to go. I've put my, I've put easy peasy on the patina once it's done and dried, and then I'll go over it with a clear coat. And I'm trying to decide, I actually think I want to, I kind of want to put the new gilding wax in zinc over that patina area just to give it a little bit of a shimmer. I can't decide. I was waiting for that to dry. I was hoping it would be dry by the time I went live, but it didn't because I wanted to test it out. Okay. Let me see, make sure I got, all right. Again, I'm going to throw this in water since I can't wash it. You don't want to leave your brushes out too long with stuff like clear coats and slick stick and, really anything. You'll mess up your brushes. Now I am going to heat gun this just for the sake of the live to dry it out really, really well. Because again, I don't want to have the problem of, even if my clear coat's not dry, it's going to do this. If it's not completely dry, it's still going to do that. So I want to make sure that's really good and dry. Okay, so to apply the patina, you can use a chip brush because you don't want to rinse the patina paint down your drain. There's actual metal flakes in that patina paint. And so if you wash it down your drain and it kind of gathers, and then you pour some vinegar water down it or something, it could activate it. And if you've got metal pipes, it'll corrode it. So you do not want to wash it down your drain, your sink. All right, let me close these up. What I used on the drawers to apply the, how pretty is that? I mean, how pretty is that? So pretty. What I used on those little bitty drawers was actually an applicator pad. I'm sorry, a blue sponge. And I cut it in like a little pie, like a Pac-Man, whatever. And then I cut it in half right here. So it's a real thin, easy to get in the corners and things like that. You can use a chip brush, you can use a sponge, you can use, if you want to use your good brushes, go for it. But I do not. So I'm trying to decide. I'm going to grab a chip brush, actually, since this is a larger area. And it doesn't matter if I get it up on that lip or not. So here is the patina paint in bronze. Beautiful bronze color. I was not a very good paint mom, and I got all kinds of gunky stuff on the outside. Don't do that. But, and I think I also got some spray in there because there's some clumps because I left it open as I was spraying. So don't do that either. But you want to shake it up really, really well. I'm going to stir it because my lid is really gross. So I'm just going to stir it really, really well because those metal flakes will settle at the bottom of the paint jar, especially if you don't use it for a while. They'll settle. And you want to make sure you get all of that stuff up to the top and mixed around real well so you have a real good reaction when you apply the patina spray for that activation. Let me just put this on a plate, actually. I'm gonna put this on a plate. Yeah, it's super clumpy. I was not a good paint mom. All right, these are just plain old chip brushes that Dixie Belle has. I think they're like $1.50. I've got like 27,000 over here because I can just throw this away. I don't have to worry about cleaning it. I don't have to worry about anything. I can just throw it away. So I'm just gonna dip it in here, and we're just gonna get basically a base coat of the patina paint on here. Because the way the patina line works is your paint has to be wet in order for it to activate when you put the spray on. So you can't let it dry, you got to work kind of fast. But I am just going to put a thin coat on here real fast. We'll dry it, we'll heat it, we'll blast it with the heat gun. Now I don't care if it's up on the lips because I'm going over that with mousse anyway. And the new mousses that Dixie Belle just came out with a couple months ago, the coverage is amazing. It is amazing. I've put it over a dark color like aubergine. Look at that. I got it over here. Sure did. I've put it over aubergine, and I only needed one swipe across. It covers so well. I think I am going to use a sponge, actually. I am going to use a sponge because I just got a little bristle, a stray bristle over there. That's a shame. All right, so just going to cut like a little, like this. Just a little, and then cut it down the center. I don't need it super big or thick. I gotta dry this first. Man, I don't know if it's just me, but taping things off is a lot of work for me. I hate taping things off. All right, I'm gonna cover my paint up before I forget. Okay, I'm gonna take my little sponge and I'm gonna bring you guys in a little bit closer so y'all can see. Shoot it down. All right, so I'm gonna take my paint and I'm gonna apply it. I'm gonna pounce. And I'm gonna make sure I get in all those little crevices, and I'm gonna work fast. You'll see what I'm doing? I'm gonna work fast because you've got to put the spray, which I didn't get it ready. I should get your spray ready before you start doing this. So I'm gonna have to go really fast. But this will give you some texture. Whatever your wet paint looks like, if it's just this, a flat, you've just put it on with a brush and it's just real flat, that's what your patina is going to look like. I personally don't like that look at all. It does not look authentic at all. It doesn't look very pretty, I don't think, but I mean, you can do that if you want. So I'm working fast. I'm making sure to get in all the little corners. Go ahead and throw this. I got a lot there. Got some chunks. Yeah, don't do like I do. Take care of your paints. All right, now, before I grab that patina spray, you want to be sure and have it ready, first of all. So bronze and blue make a real pretty blue. Bronze and green make a real pretty green, like a mossy green. If you want to get rust, which I use a lot, you want to use the iron patina paint and the green spray, just so you know. All right, your patina spray is going to come in a little bottle like this. You need to shake it really, really well. It tells you on there and it reminds you. You'll take the lid off and it comes with these little doodaddies. Throw it on there real quick. I test out my spray nozzle, see how it's coming out, like that. All right, so you got to spray it on there while your paint is wet for it to activate right. Okay. Then on the outside here, I hope that top coat was dry all the way. You just wipe this back. Sure wasn't. Sure wasn't. That's all right. I lucked out on that one over there. So you can wipe this back. Now the good thing about this combination is it actually turns really, really fast. The rust, so the iron and the green paint, it can take up to 24 hours to finish activating and turning. The other ones, they don't take as long. I mean, I've had some that just take a couple of hours and some that takes like 6. I think it just kind of depends on how heavy you put it on. These drawers are not, this is not flat, so I have to keep. So you want to make sure all of your paint is covered. I'm going to put everything at the top and then flip it so it drips down right here. And how pretty. I love that drawer over there. I can't stop looking at it. All right, so what you'll do is just make sure it's all covered. When you think you've got it good and covered, what I always do, especially on a piece like this where it's kind of, it's flat, I'll take just like a shop towel and let it pull up and then stick the towel in there to soak up some of that spray. You know, don't soak it all up, but just where it's running. All right, so that's what it looks like. You'll let it sit, give it a couple of hours, 6 hours, whatever it needs. This one, like I said, it took, I don't know, a couple of hours maybe. Just depends on how much product you have on there. I'm gonna stick this under here so it is kind of even. Okay, so the next step, once it's dry, once it's completely turned like this, I'll just go ahead and do it. There's a couple of things you can do. So this is it's gonna be very powdery. Can you all see the powder on my finger? It's gonna be very, very powdery. So you're gonna wanna take a wet rag or shop towel, and you're gonna wanna wipe that powder off, and the reason is because when you go in to top coat it, you're gonna get like a white haze over it, and people are like, oh my gosh, and they think it's the Dixie Belle product or the top coat that's the problem. It's not the problem. You have to make sure you wipe back all of that glaze. So you can see, or the powder, you can see where a little bit's coming off. So you want to be sure and wipe off that powder as best as you can. It'll look weird until it dries, but you do need to wipe it back. Let it dry. It won't take long. Okay. It's already drying. Then what you'll do, or what I do, is now this mousse hasn't set up completely yet, so I don't want to go in with my clear coat gloss. So what I do is I take my Easy Peasy. Easy Peasy, it's stronger than you think it is, especially if you put a couple of layers on there. This will be my third. This will be my third, and you shake it until you can't hear the water going anymore. So then what I'll do is I'll just spritz it, kind of like that. You can spread it around with a little brush if you want. I just don't feel like it's necessary. I just spritz it. And then just kind of wipe off the wax here. And then let that dry. Wax, the Easy Peasy spray wax typically dries in like 10 to 15 minutes generally. If you just spritz it on there and you don't wipe it and spread it around, it will take a little bit longer, just so you know. Like I did there, it's going to take a little bit longer. So here you can see where it's already starting to dry. Wipe that powder back. Go ahead and dry it out. You can see how it changes color. It goes back to that original color. But when you top coat it, it's going to bring that brilliance back. Okay, I'm going to let that sit. I want to talk about the mousse for just a second. So on this piece right here, I went over it with the Gemstone Mousse in Diamond. Okay, and I just applied it with a little artist brush, since it's a small area. Before I forget, these little doodaddies, you need to take them out and clean them pretty quickly when you're done using them. Put the lid back on there. You're going to want to take it to I always stick it in a thing of water, so like that, and then I just keep squirting until nothing but water comes out. Then you want to flip it over and rinse out the inside right here. You want to clean these really, really well. If you do, you can use them over and over and over again. I'm just going to do that real quick. All right, the mousses. Where'd my mousse go? The mousses, I'm going to stick. When you get the mousse, they're all going to be different consistencies. And so it is very important, no matter which one you get, doesn't matter. I've already stirred this very well, but when you get your mousse, you need to whip it up, because the diamond is actually really runny, what is it? The garnet, I believe, is really thick. So you just stir it until you get a mousse-like substance, like hair mousse. And I stirred this up a little while ago, so it's pretty much stirred up. But you just keep stirring, you just keep stirring. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, the UK doesn't allow the patina products. I do know that. Kind of stinks, but now I have put a little bit of clear coat gloss in here to help with the sealing process. Otherwise, when you apply it, if you apply it too thick, it'll never dry. It'll never set up. And when you go to top coat over it, this is water based, and your top coats are water based. It's just going to smear. So you want to apply this really thinly, really thin, and let it really, I give it like 3 or 4 days. And then you can come in and kind of buff it a little bit and then top coat it. But in order to kind of speed that up a little bit, I put a little bit of clear coat in here, just so you know. You can apply the mousse with your fingertip. You can apply it with a shop towel. You can apply it with an artist brush. My faux fireplace in my bedroom, the entire top and the entire skirt on the bottom is nothing but gemstone mousse. That's all it is. And it is absolutely beautiful. So that's all about the mousses there. I think that's about all I can do here with you guys. This Easy Peasy is still wet, so I can't really clear coat over it. But if you go to my page, The Purple Posy, give me a thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. I will post the final product, the final, what it looks like, and you can see, and I'll have up close pictures and things like that. So, and then I'll probably do a blog or something of some sort. So, again, there's a link there. You can use that link, find a local retailer, or you can order from me if you don't have a retailer. All right. Well, if you guys have questions, y'all tag me in the comments and I'll come back and answer them. And I will see you guys next week, same place, same time, 11 o'clock Central Standard Time, and we'll do some other painting. See y'all then. Bye.
Much for watching. If you like this video and want to see more, be sure to subscribe and click that bell icon to get notified when new videos are posted. Also, I typically put out a blog to show how I finish these pieces of furniture. If you head on over to my website, thepurpleposy.com, and sign up for the mailing list, you'll get notified when those blogs are posted as well.